If your air conditioner is humming but not starting, or the fan's not going, there's a good chance that this little part right here could be the problem. This is a capacitor. It costs about $20 to $30, and it could save you a $300 service call. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to replace this, even if you've never opened up your AC before. Now we are dealing with electricity, so we're going to slow down and we're going to do it right. Let's get started. So with most AC outside condensers, you're going to find one corner that has nothing but a blank panel on it. This is where all of your electronics and all of your wiring are. And most of them are as simple as 2 screws. Make sure that you don't lose them. And you just tilt the bottom out slightly, and the top should pin up underneath the top lip. This will have all of your codes, because there's a little display in here that'll come up with whatever error is on there. So you don't need to turn your power off just yet. You need power onto this board so you can look at your codes and tell what the problem actually is. If there are any codes on this board, you might want to make a notation. That way, if you do end up having to call a professional, you've already got what these codes are. However, with a quick search of symptoms, you can usually pinpoint what the part is. In this case, the fan is either humming or it's not moving at all, but inside the AC is blowing. So I know that it's going to be the capacitor, or it's going to be too high on Freon. 9 times out of 10 that's not the case with the Freon. That's usually way too low. But in this case, we're just going to change out this capacitor, and I'll show you how to read one to tell if it's bad or good. Now that we've got our codes written down, let's turn off the disconnect. This one is a pull style disconnect. Some of them have a handle on the side where you turn it down, a knife style. This one is just a pull blade style. It's got this little handle. You pull it, it disconnects the 2 copper pieces that disconnect the power coming up. Now keep in mind, there's still power coming in on these wires. It's just stopped at the terminal, so it's not going all the way through. Go ahead and this one flips upside down, and you put it back in so you don't lose it. And now it shows that it's off. Let's go ahead and close it so we don't bump anything. And then we're going to dive right down into this capacitor. Alright, now that we've got our power off at the disconnect, we're going to use our voltage tester, link in the description, to test this and make sure that we don't have any voltage. So we don't have any near the capacitor or on the line in. Good to go. So what is a capacitor? A capacitor is like a battery for your compressor and your fan. It gives it a jump start in order to get it going. That way it's not so much of a draw on your electric bill. Each capacitor is going to have a microfarad rating. That is imperative that you get that correct with your unit. All you have to do is you look up your model number, and it will tell you what size microfarad capacitor that you need. A rule of thumb, you can go one size over, but never under any circumstances go under. This capacitor is 45 plus 5 microfarads. So this is a dual run capacitor, which means that it's running, the 45 is for the compressor and the 5 is for the fan motor. Being that this one is a 2-stage, you're going to have 3 different terminal sets on top. This one right here is labeled fan. This one right here is labeled HERM, H-E-R-M, which stands for hermetically sealed. That's your condenser. This one is labeled C. That is your capacitance. So obviously the fan goes on fan. The HERM is going to go to your hermetically sealed condenser, compressor. And then this one is going to be your capacitance. So what the voltage does is it comes in through some of these terminals. It holds a charge like a battery. Whenever the thermostat calls for that compressor to kick on, then it sends a signal down in through here through the terminals, and then sends an extra boost on top of your voltage to go out to your fan motor to kick it on, or to your condenser to kick it on. Very important. Get the right farads or microfarads, and then to get the right voltage. This one is a 440 370 volt AC. Alright, now that we've got our power from the disconnect down and we've got the thermostat turned off, we don't have any voltage down in here. However, you're still going to have some voltage on this capacitor. So what you need to do is grab an insulated screwdriver, and you can just go across the leads. Now it may spark a little bit, but that's okay. What you're doing is you're discharging your capacitor, just like on a battery. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our phone and we're going to take a picture of how the wires are laid out on there, so whenever we put the new capacitor on, then we'll have a reference. I may need to take mine loose from the strap first. There we go. Now we can take a picture and we can see exactly what these will, how they will go back on. Now that these are marked, we can go ahead and pull these off. This capacitor in particular, I have got what's called a kickstart on mine, because the guy who originally installed this put the wrong capacitor on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this kickstart completely off, and we're going to take this capacitor out and put a new one in. Here's a tip for you. Use a pair of needle nose and grip the terminal, not the wire. Give it a slight rock back and forth with an upward tug, and then it pulls right off. This way you don't damage it and you can reuse it later. So now this is what yours should look like. So now that I've got mine, I'm going to put them side by side and I'm going to orient them correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull one and put it on the other. Start with my HERM. So now I can put that over here. And then I'm going to pull my fan. I'm going to put that guy over here. And now I'm going to pull my capacitor or common. And it doesn't matter which one of these goes on the terminal. Just get it on there the best that you can. Since all 3 of these go to the same place, I'm just going to take them loose. Now I can pull this capacitor out. Now I can turn around and put all of these right back in the same area. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly tug on these just to make sure that they've got a really good snug connection, because if you have a loose connection, your loose connection will end up causing vibrations, and vibrations end up causing heat. Heat is the enemy, so you want to try to minimize that as much as possible. Now if I did have anything loose terminal wise, all I would do is take that off, slightly squeeze it, not compress it real hard, but just slightly squeeze it, and then put it right back on. So now that we've got this all put back together, we can put our strap back on and strap it back in place. Now that we've got everything in place, we're going to put our cover back on and then turn the power back on and then double check everything. Just bump this back up in there. And put our screws back in. Now inside to go turn on the thermostat. In order to test your capacitor to make sure that it's good or bad, you can use a regular RMS multimeter, digital multimeter, any one that has the probes. So I've got it laid out here. This is your C, this one is your fan, and this one is, that's HERM, that's HERM right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep one on our C, which is the capacitor, and then we're going to read in between the fan and the capacitor, and then we're going to read in between the HERM and the capacitor, and we're going to watch this display right here, and as long as it says OL, then that means it's an open line and this capacitor is not any good. Alright, so that one says OL. This one right here says OL. So this capacitor is not any good. You don't have to be an electrician to understand your house. I make step-by-step tutorials for regular homeowners. If this tip saved you money, consider subscribing and hitting that bell. There's a link for all the tools that I use in the description. Leave a comment below and let me know what you want to see for the next video.